the Skyline6 Summer Vacation mini-series. If you've just stumbled across the series, I've pinned the playlist below and I definitely recommend checking out the other builds, both from the crew and the guest builders. There's some incredible builds.
If you love me right, this could be the summer of our lives now, give it to me like you know you should now, babe. This could be the summer of our lives, the summer of our lives. Give it to me, baby, all night. We can keep on dancing all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. We can keep on dancing all night. Give it to me, baby, all night. Let's go.
G'day, I'm Fast Forward, the Thunder from Down Under. And if you've been following along with the series so far, it's now my turn to see what I can build in this incredible city. Don't forget to subscribe to all of our channels listed in the description below as well, and that way you won't miss out on any of the episodes to come. Oh yes, we are not done yet. So I've got my eye on this area here, sandwiched in between Joy Build City's Heartbeat City and City by Diana's Ocean City. And in this city so far, we have so many amazing things to see and do. But if you've been partying hard and need to unwind, I want to create a build around this lake where you can come and switch off, get away from the hustle and bustle in the city that never sleeps. What could be quite cool is to use the Seaside Resorts Content Creator Pack, one I don't actually use myself very often, and build out a little train station, a little town, and then some green spaces to really drive home that rest and relaxation vibe. We also need to add a little bit to the downtown as each creator is leaving their mark on that. So I'll have a think about what we can do there as well, but let's get cracking as there's lots to do. If you're new to my channel, sit back, relax, and enjoy the tunes. And if you're familiar, then you know the drill. Okie dokie, let's take a look at the build. So the centerpiece of this area I'm calling Lakeview is this seaside CCP historical train station. I've stepped it back off the road to give it breathing space and will use airport aprons to detail it up. I had to test them off camera. It's been quite a few years since I played vanilla and these didn't exist back then. Main Street here consists of a 4-lane 2U road just to give us that more rural feel but still manage the traffic as it's mobbed down here. I've used the seaside CCP right throughout this park with these gorgeous seaside, or lakeside in this instance, vibe. Plenty of gorgeous historical hotels to come and stay in on your summer vacation. Behind the train station, I've used this lovely University Cities CCP housing. Big grand ones, as though this was the original township before the urban sprawl reached this far. I've resisted running paths through this area. I just feel like this would have originally been here and been individual plots of land without a lot of built up area around it. So there wouldn't have been paths running all through here until much later on. Almost like time forgot this area and preserved it as it was back then. I also don't normally use road and rail crossings like this. I just think that when you expand in the future, it's a risk for bottlenecks both trains and cars. But here, it really fits our aesthetic, so it's an occasion I'm happy to let slide. Although you will notice I've set both crossings just over a train length away from the station to ensure that we don't get a train bottleneck if we have a few. They should be able to get out of the station and not block the other trains. Down here I've used the road bridge to cover up the rail tunnel entrance. Sometimes I don't mind them, but sometimes they can be unattractive in a beautiful area like this. But logistically, I don't want train bridges everywhere. This area is so sloped with terrain, it's tricky, so doing little things like that can help to bodge it to your will. I love this view down the bridge though. Imagine driving in and seeing that view. Over to the right here is the suburban sprawl with European Suburbia CCP. This area was built out much later than the original part of Lakeview, so is more modern, but still back off the sandy shores. A little school, some corner shops, and then Joy Build Cities left me a little tram loop on the end, so I pulled it right into the suburb and we'll make a nice park in and around that when we detail this up in a sec. Around to our nature reserve here, we have the mountain lodge high up on the cliffside here with cracking views over that lake. To fulfill the shopping and office requirements, I've plopped a couple of offices down and I really think they blend in well. The backstory here is this is where you'd pop over to rent your cabins or tents or maybe some equipment to go kayaking on the lake, like a little office for all of that. So that's the office requirement. For the shopping requirement, I've put a couple of the Green City market stalls down as I kind of imagine, say, on a Sunday, there might be a little market with fresh produce to sell to the surrounding community, or people who've rented a cabin kind of set them up with fresh food for the coming week. And that's given us a popularity rating of 89%, which I think is not too bad. We've got rental cabins here and then some camping sites in the nature reserve as well. Some bouldering sites for interest in the middle, then using these little dirt bridges here, I always think the decals on them make it look like little stairs, and perhaps this could be a beginner's bouldering site and then the advanced level one, and you could go between them as you get better at it. Then using Move It, pushing the campfire into the middle of the tent campsite, I always feel like this asset needs a little fire or something, so I've just taken care of it myself. Then over next to Cities by Diana's Ocean City is Lakeview Hills, the expensive suburban expansion. This one is loosely based on the Hollywood Hills in California. Lots of mid-century modern CCP housing, which I think is my all-time fave type of housing. The gradient is pretty steep here, so this style of house fits with the awkward terrain, as you can almost imagine some of the houses being built into the hillside, like in the Hollywood Hills. A nice big retail strip through the heart of the suburb, and I've even named this road Lake Rodeo Drive, the expensive part of town where you come in and out with friends and shop till you drop. I pulled in Cities by Diana's trolleybus network that was going past to service this area on the way to her Mall of Marvels, which also gives these rich little Sims access to downtown as well, if they don't want to use the train over the back there. Then finally, my little downtown addition. Here it is, Olympic Park. I've used monorail tracks and Move It to create this Olympic ring statue out front, as a reminder of when the Olympics came to the city a few years ago. Then the Tinderbox Stadium behind, one of the purpose-built stadium used for the Olympics. A nice big walkable quay to deal with the large terrain height differences here, then plenty of paths, as this will all become park area. I popped in the Statue of Wealth, as it kind of looks like the statue figure is throwing an enormous oversized discus or something. Then just a monorail station and a train station to cover the mass transit element, so we're not causing more traffic jams on match days. I used a tunnel here for this road, and although it may not look like it, in my home city of Melbourne we have a few stadiums in the middle of the city where they have underground car parking, because the stadiums are rammed in between buildings, so that's the look I'm going for here as well. All the deliveries and the players, as well as the spectators, can drive underneath the stadium to service their parking needs, so that the above ground can be dedicated to park area. And there we have it. So it's all looking very bare right now, so let's bring it to life with some next level detailing, like a pro. Rightio, let's see how this all turned out. Starting up at our lovely Lakeview Lodge up here, using airport aprons for concrete and making a fuss of this turnaround point here. Then some kayaks and bits and pieces out front of our little hire place here as well. Then just a lot of trees. Up this end of our map, the tree palette has these types of palms, so I really made sure to bring that right down here. Before these cabins and whatnot sprung up, this would have been heavily forested, so I was keen to keep that vibe. Then as we move around the nature reserve, just little signs here and there with maps so you don't get lost. And then a few kayaks down near the lighthouse, which I thought was a nice touch. Then as our cliffside road meanders down to the Lakeview Township, we have our historical train station, palms, benches and bins out front, and a little flower bed out the back. Behind that, our university CCP housing, just picking up a lot of the trees from the assets themselves, particularly these lovely orange trees, which give a welcomed pop of colour. Then I cherry-picked a couple of these assets and turned them into stately homes. Back in the day, you can picture a horse and carriage pulling up out front, then perhaps sitting in the garden and the grounds enjoying some sunshine. Then as the ground changes from grass to sand, in with the palms, one of my fave types of tree. Then just lots of little benches and seating for people to enjoy just dotted about. Park cafes and loos there, then just lots of little flower bed designs to highlight the hotel entrances. Rotundas, food vans, more seating and lots of paths in between on the sand to get people moving around. Even a few deck chairs, parasols and towels, and maybe a lake, but with a sandy shore like this and some sunshine, who wouldn't want to catch some rays? Around to the pavilion here, a few amusement park assets to make this a place you'd want to maybe bring the family and have a nice day out. Then again, cherry picking an asset to turn it into a stately home. Maybe these ones are up on Airbnb now, or they were converted from home to hotel. Then we swing around to our European suburbia here, as more and more of the land is sold off and the suburban creep extends to the lake here. Lots of lovely trees in here, and I must say, as a modded player who is always trying to bob off trees from assets, I actually kind of have a soft spot for these now. I think it's the range of green and yellow colours, they look so nice. I get they're a bit janky resolution wise close up, but they've won me over today for sure. Then just little green spaces for people, a Barbie in this tram turnaround loop along with the play park. I love how this turned out. Then just more map tree palette forestry as a barrier between Lakeview and Lakeview Hills, the posher part of town. And that's Lakeview. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I think this will be such a wonderful place to visit for the day or come on vacation and enjoy the lakeside activities. Next up is Lakeview Hills, a tree change here to mirror the mid-century modern housing assets, plenty of greenery. I love a nice thick green suburb with plenty of trees, and this is no exception. Then little details like seating out the front of our Lake Rodeo Drive shops and restaurants, extending assets out to make them larger where it makes sense, like this one here. Little table and umbrella setups in between shops, like their outdoor cafes. And even this cute little pergola and brightly coloured decal as a place to sit and just take it all in. A bit of a fuss of the ROJ train station with some food vans and seating for people waiting on their train, and then just a bit more residential tree detailing just behind that. And there we have Lakeview Hills. I think this is such a nice area. I love these mid-century modern houses, so it's so nice to build out a suburb with them. Going in with lots of palms, a shopping strip where the doorman on the doors snub you if you're not posh enough to enter the shop. And I think we did okay with the terrain as well. It was pretty steep, but now that the greenery is in place, I think it all settles really well and is a nice transition from Cities by Diana's area and Lakeview below. And then lucky last is our Olympic Park. So using a few airport aprons, I created spaces with tons and tons of outdoor seating, as I can imagine this being a hot spot even without there being a game on in the stadium. Then little wild clusters of palms in a lot of areas, then a few formal planning areas as well. Lots of little Green Cities DLC assets as they fit so well around the stadium, giving our Sims plenty of places to eat and drink or buy souvenirs at. Same around this side, lots of seating, some ROJ loos there, and I love these burnt red flame trees, such a nice pop of colour. Around to our plaza here, lots of seating and food for everybody to enjoy, more souvenirs, and then our little ROJ metro tucked in here as well, giving our Sims all the transport options they could possibly need. Then back around here to the jewel in our Olympic Park crown, the Olympic rings. And if we turn the lights off, I've made sure to light them up, which I think is such a nice touch at night time. And you'll be pleased to note the colours match the real Olympic rings. Well, almost. White represents the black ring there, obviously. And there we have our contribution to the downtown in the form of an Olympic Park and stadium. Let me know what you think about my contributions to the city in the comments below. Well, that's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to all the creators so you don't miss out on the next video. The guest building round is complete now, so we pass it back to the Skyline6 crew. I can't wait to see how they expand this amazing city even more. So watch out for Shukaboa, who's kicking the next round off next weekend. Stick around for the Cinnos up next, but until next time, take care, have a great day, and thanks again for watching.